Welcome, Licenciada Mendoza, teachers, Irlanda and William, and students. My name is Marta Alicia Menjivar, and today we are going to develop macro teaching number 5, which is related to grammar and vocabulary. Okay. This macro teaching is delivering in a short lesson plan, which is about 45 minutes approximately in time for the level 1. All the students are young adults between 20 and 25 years old with a low proficiency level of English language. And because of that, they would like to improve their English. Teachers Marta Alicia Benjivar, myself, Irlanda Sarai Ruiz, and William Rodriguez Minero. This lesson plan is based on Students Book Interchange 1, the 4th edition for the level 1, and we choose the unit 14. The name of the unit 14 is the biggest and best. This is because we are going to check comparative and superlatives. We're going to explain about comparative and superlative adjectives and the correct use of grammar forms. Let's start. What's come to your mind when we talk about comparative? Can you tell me? What do you think when I am saying I'm talking when you're talking about comparative? Can you tell me?
Yes, to compare objects.
Sure, very good. Will,
Or
yes, it
compare.
is to compare. Yes, Rolanda?
Or to compare places, maybe.
Compare places.
Okay.
Nouns, yeah.
Actually, yes. This is about compare something, even places or other things. And well, let me tell you that comparative is to use an adjective or an adverb to compare two things. In this case, we're going to talk about comparative adjectives, okay? Okay. A comparative adjective is a word that describes a noun by comparing to another noun. Comparative adjectives typically end in er and are followed by the word then. Do you understand that part? The the comparative adjectives have a special way to arrangement. For example, if we say big, bigger. Do you understand that part?
Yes, I understood that we have to add ER, right?
Right. Yes, this is for comparative. Okay. Is clear comparative the chart about comparative? Let's talk about superlative. And what about superlative? What do you mean for you? What do you mean superlative? What comes to your mind when we talk about superlative?
It comes to my mind when I heard super, like Superman, something big.
Yes, right. This is something superior, something that is above something. Well, and what about you, Orlando? Do you understand what is the meaning of superlative?
Yes, I have clear what is the meaning of comparison and superlative. Comparison is when we compare, for example, two things, and superlative is superior, as you say, and we can compare or three or more object or anything.
Exactly. Let me tell you that a superlative adjective is a word that describes a noun by comparing it to two or more nouns to the highest or lowest degree. To form comparative, remember we add er to the end of the adjective. To form superlative, we add est to the end of the adjective. Is clear that part?
Yes, yes for me.
Okay, I have to explain a ruler, a grammar ruler about this. And this is that when an adjective ends in the letter E, we just add the letter R for comparatives or ST for superlatives. Okay, is clear?
Okay.
Are we clear?
Yes.
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. Let me continue with the syllable adjectives. Generally form the comparative by adding ER, I told you before, and the superlative by adding EST. For example, let me see. Not all if one syllable adjective in a single vowel letter followed by a single consonant letter. The consonant letter is doubled. It means that, for example, if we have the word thin, the comparative is thinner and the superlative is thinnest. We double the N. Do you understand that part?
Yeah, it is the same as the one you mentioned before, big, right? Big, bigger, and biggest.
Exactly. This is I have this example once again for you because big is ending in G. So we double the G for bigger, which is the comparative, and we place biggest with the double G and adding est. Do you understand?
Yes, it's clear so
Big,
far.
bigger, biggest. Okay. Anyway, the next teachers will be given a better explanation, okay, about this. Okay, let's talk about adjectives with two syllables. Adjectives with two syllables can form the comparative either by adding er or by preceding the adjective with more, the word more, okay? These adjectives form the superlative either by adding est or by preceding the adjective with most. We are talking about the two syllable adjectives, okay? In many cases, both forms are used, although one usage will be more common than the other. That means that sometimes it's more common to use one form than the other. Okay?
Okay.
Okay? Okay, perfect. I'm going to let you watch a video. And this video will show some illustrative examples. Let's check the video, okay? Okay, this is a short video about comparative and superlative adjectives. We have an example here, which is about sweet, sweeter, and sweetest. Okay, okay, let's start with the video.
Comparative and superlative adjectives. Comparative adjectives are used to compare differences between two nouns they modify. They are used in sentences where two nouns are compared. The red ball is smaller than the yellow ball. Superlative adjectives are used to describe an object which is at the upper or lower limit of a group of objects. They are used in sentences where one object is compared to a group of more than one object. The blue ball is the smallest. Here are some examples of one syllable comparative and superlative adjectives. Small, smaller, the smallest. Short, shorter, the shortest. For one syllable words, consonant, vowel, consonant, we double the last consonant before we add ER or EST. Hot, hotter, the hottest. Big, bigger, the biggest. These are comparative and superlative adjectives where they were two syllable adjectives ending in Y. We add IER or IEST to the end of the adjective. Happy, happier, the happiest. Dirty, dirtier, the dirtiest. For two or more syllables, we use the words more or most with the adjective to create comparative and superlative adjectives. Famous, more famous, the most famous. Generous, more generous, the most generous. Here are some examples of irregular adjectives. We change the spelling of the word in an irregular adjective. Good, better, the best. Far, farther or further, the farthest, the furthest.
Hi guys, did you enjoy the video?
Sure,
Yes,
good
of
video.
course.
I understood the explanation.
Yes, it's a brief explanation about what is comparative and superlative adjectives. For this lesson, we are going to use this vocabulary related to places: beach, forest, hill, island, lake, mountain, ocean, river, valley, volcano, and waterfall. And now I'm going to mention the adjectives. In this case, we are using long, the comparatives longer, and superlative the longest. Another adjective, dry, comparative drier, superlative the driest. Big, the famous big, comparatives bigger, and superlative the biggest. Famous, comparative is most famous, and superlative most famous. Adjective, beautiful, more beautiful, and superlative is the most beautiful. Adjective, good, comparative, better, superlative, the best. Remember that good and bad are irregular, and for that reason they change the structure. Do you remember that part?
Yes, we can.
Okay. The other adjective I have for you that we're going to use in this lesson is bad. Comparative is worse, and superlative the worst. Well, this is what I have for you guys. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Marta, for your excellent explanation about the comparison and superlative adjective. It was very amazing. It's a pleasure for me to continue with the next stage. Welcome, Licenciado David, and colleagues, Marta and William. Well, and now we're going to continue develop the unit 14, and the topic is the biggest and debates. And in this opportunity, we have a word power is where we're going to central we presentation. It's about geography. Okay, and to start with, I want to develop with you the page 92, and I want that together read these words about the geography. Okay, if you want, you can repeat after me, please.
Okay.
Beach,
Beach,
okay,
Beach,
desert,
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 desert, okay, forest,
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 hill,
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 okay, island,
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 okay, lake,
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 mountain,
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 ocean,
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 river,
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 valley,
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 volcano,
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 and waterfall.
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 Okay, all these words are part of the word power for today, that is geography. Okay, well, now to continue with this, I want that you can help me to fill this chart with the correct letter. For example, the letter K is in the volcano because is this where correspond. Can you help me, Marta, with the next one? For example, this place, the letter A, for example, beach.
Beach is located, um,
Maybe here.
let's see.
Let
Oh,
me.
it's,
Maybe it's in this place.
yes, that's a beach.
Okay, okay. Very good. Very good.
Or
The next, please, William.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you repeat the letter B, please? And I'm going
The
to.
letter B is desert.
Perfect. And are you agree with me? If I put the letter B here?
And
Let
but
me.
can you give me an example, please? What is a desert?
Yes. For example, the Sahara Desert. It's an example of
Ah,
desert.
the Sahara.
Yes. The
yes.
Sahara.
Yes, now I understand better.
Okay.
Yes. For example, in this place, Marta, I want that you feel the river where I can collocate the river in this chart.
Yeah, the
Next
river
to,
is to the right side. Yes, that's the
okay,
river.
okay. What is the letter? Is letter
I.
River
I.
is letter I.
Excellent. Well, and this is just an example how we can see this chart or fill this chart. Well, the next you have to fill it in your student book in the page 92. Okay?
Yes, we're going to
Okay.
complete that exercise.
Yes, you have to
Miss Irlanda,
complete it.
okay?
Okay, and now we're going to see something the grammar and about the comparisons and superlative adjective. Okay, to begin with, I'm going that you see this chart, and we mentioned when we mentioned about adjective, adjective. To start, I want to remind that the topic we are looking at is about the comparatives and superlative adjective. But first, I want to remember that adjectives are a part of the sentence or a class, okay, of word that complement a noun to qualify it, express characteristics or property of a noun. In this case, we are talking about adjective referring to geography. Okay? For this reason, I want to remember some of the adjectives that we will use for this class, such as long. Can you see? Long, okay? Drive,
Long, dry, uh-huh.
large, big, okay?
Yes. Yes.
Famous,
Famous.
beautiful, good, bad, and so on. Okay? But
Okay.
when we say comparative, we add the ir, okay? Letter, and the adjective is long and the comparative is longer. Okay? Is, for example, I'm going to teach you with this example. For example, the circle number one, it's represents an adjective, okay, large, okay,
Mm.
but the circle number two, the second one, it's larger, represent and comparison on superlative, Marta, the circle two,
That is a comparison.
perfect, and the circle number three, it's about William.
A superlative
Perfect. And as we
because the
can see,
est.
okay, okay, perfect, perfect. As we can see, um, remember that comparative and superlative adjective are used when making comparison between two things or group or things. Okay? A group of more than three things, in this case, are superlatives, and our comparison of two things, we are going to call it comparative. But if we use more than three objects, people, things, places, etc., it will be superlative. This is used to establish difference between characteristics by places, object, or etc. Now we will start with our first activity, taking into account every previous mentioning. Okay? Well, to continue with this class, I'm going to develop this activity with you, and you have to fill in the spaces as appropriate using the vocabulary that we reviewed previously with Marta on the page 92 from your student book. But before, okay, I want to know if you understand what I saying or what I'm teaching at this moment. Relate to the activity one. It's a brainstorm to see how many words you can think of that relate to geography. You
Okay.
have to write your word on the board under this heat. Okay?
Okay.
Perfect. Understood.
Okay. The water relates word, the land relates word, the climate relates word, and the other. For example, if I say sea, it's relate, Marta.
It is related with water.
Perfect. Okay, you're right, Marta. Excellent. And if I say, for example, continent, William, it's relate.
It is related to land.
Okay,
It
well
is a
done.
big piece of land.
Okay, and if I say weather, Marta, it's relate,
Climate.
you're
It's
right.
related with the climate.
You're right. And if I say stream, William, is relate.
To water.
Okay, water, you're right. If I say storm, Marta,
Storm. I think storm is related with weather, well, climate.
perfect climate. Perfect, you're right. And coast, for example, William,
The coast. Uh, it is related to beach, so I think it's water.
okay, you're right, you're right. And relate rain, Marta,
Rain is what it is related with climate as well.
you're right, you're right. And what do you think about snow, William?
Is no climate.
Perfect, you're right. And what about fog, Marta?
Fog is related with climate as well.
You're right, you're right. And what about country, William?
That's a tricky one. I
Hmm,
think it is in others.
you're right, perfect. Yes, because it's not water, country is not land, is not climate. It's in the in this space, other. And coral reef, Marta,
And excuse me, which one?
a coral reef.
Coral reef is related with water.
You're right, perfect. Okay, and this pound. Okay,
Uh, it is
mhm,
related to water too.
yes, of course, related to word. Okay, and what about plateau? It's related to.
Plateau. It is related to land.
You're right. You're right. And city. It's related to.
Land or others.
Okay,
I think others
others.
because it is made by humans.
Perfect. And canyon. Uh-huh. What do you think?
Canyon
Like
uh,
the big canyon.
is related to land.
You're right.
Right.
You're right. Excellent job. Rainforest.
Forest, land.
Okay. Okay. And the last one. Cloud. Cloud. It's relate.
Climate.
Okay. You did an excellent um, word. To finish with this second stage, I want that you write Okay, right? With these words that are above in the top, right top, that you tell using, remember, using the grammar focus, the comparative and superlative. What is the most appropriate to relate with this activity too? For example, I'm going to explain you with an with this first exercise. Okay, our second activity, I will give you a series of questions and complete them with the corresponding adjective, emphasizing if it is comparative or superlative. I will give you an example. For example, which country is smaller, Monaco or the Vatican City? What do you think, Marta or William?
I
Is
think it's the Vatican.
You're right.
I
Yes,
agree.
of course. You're right. It's the Vatican. And then you're going to write Vatican. Okay? And now I'm going to I want that to know it is clear for you. This activity too. You going to write in this space, okay? If what of these words, comparative or superlative adjective, is more appropriate in each sentence?
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay. And the first one, what do you think, Marta? Which waterfall is?
Uh, the higher.
Okay, you're right. Let me see. Okay. I hope.
Niagara Falls or Victoria Falls.
Okay, I want please that you write it in your notebook, please. And in fact, I'm so happy because I think that you understand in a better way this second part, and it was a pleasure for me to develop this topic and this stage with you. And now continue with us, my partner William.
Hello, everyone. This is William Minero, and I will be with you in this last stage. Uh, Thank you, Marta, and thank you, Nana, for the introduction of the grammar and the activities to reinforce the knowledge about the geographic features and the comparatives and superlatives. So now in this stage, we are going to talk and discuss about geographic places and of course the comparatives and superlatives. Well, to begin with, as you can see in your screen, you see the Antarctica. What comes to your mind? Think about it. What comes to your mind when I say the Antarctica?
Well, if I, according to this, it says that it is located in the South Pole.
Right, the Antarctica is located in the South Pole. Good, good answer, Martha. And Yolanda, what can you tell me about the Antarctica?
I think that Antarctic it's ubicated in the near to South America.
Yes, it is below to South America. It is
South
nearby
America.
Argentina. Yes,
Yes,
nearby La Patagonia.
yes.
Exactly. So now we are going to read an interesting uh, piece of uh, a magazine about the Antarctica. So you are going to help me to read this. And before I share with you a worksheet, so get ready to read. In well, the topic says Antarctica, the coldest and the windiest. Okay, Yolanda, can you help me to read the first part, please? And then Marta.
Yes, yes. Antarctica is the most southern continent in the world. It's like nowhere on Earth. It's much longer than Europe and nearly twice the size of Australia. It's an ice plateau with the South Pole at its center. Antarctica is the coldest and windiest place in the world, even colder and wider than the North Pole. Although 98% of Antarctica is covered in ice, it is considered a desert along the coast. Annual precipitation is only 200 millimeters, 8 inches a year. Very few plants grow there, but there is some wildlife, including whales, seals, and penguins. In the summer, the sun shines for 24 hours a day, but in the winter, it's completely dark for about 3 months.
Thank you,
Okay,
Yolanda.
shall I continue?
Sure, go ahead, Marta.
Okay, it says when Captain James Cook sailed around the continent in the 1770s, he found no one living there. Today, a few scientists work in Antarctica, but they only spend a fairly short periods of time there. Many of these scientists live and work on the Antarctic Peninsula. This area is the closest part of Antarctica to South America, the continent's nearest neighbor. Many of these scientists are studying the effects of climate change there. Scientists think that this cold and lonely place can teach us a lot about the earth and how to keep it safe.
Thank you. Sure. So as you can see, this is a really curious part of a magazine because, well, we have an idea that a desert is a dry place full of sand, but Antarctica is also a desert. And I want to reinforce some pronunciation. For example, about the animals. Uh, Irlanda read about the wildlife, which is
Okay.
whales, seals,
Whale,
and penguins.
okay. Whales, seals, and penguins.
Right. Yes, as you can see in the pictures, we have the first that is a whale. And well, we know what is a penguin. This is a bird, a cute animal. Also, the seals. Those are the animals that live there in the Antarctica. So
Okay.
now we are going to uh, identify what are the comparatives and superlatives that you can find in that piece of the magazine. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes and you will write the comparatives and superlatives. For example, you can find the highest, larger, and so on. Three, two, one. Because of the time, it is not necessary to write all of them, just the ones that you can identify better. 10 seconds. Okay, time's up. Let's see Martha's answer. Martha wrote most southern. Exactly. The Antarctica is the most southern continent in the world. Yes, that's a good one. It's much larger than Europe and nearly twice the size of Australia. Good. Antarctica is the coldest and windiest place in the world, sorry. Yes, even colder and windier than the North Pole. Great. Okay, let's move on to the next activity. Remember that we are talking about Antarctica. So now we are going to answer if these facts are true or false. Well, to make it uh, better, better, that is a comparative, uh, let's make these facts let's turn this into questions. For example, I will start. Which is bigger, Antarctica or Europe? What do you
Antarctica
think?
is bigger than Europe.
Yes. Now let's try with the second one.
The North Pole is the coldest place in the world.
Yes, if we make it a question, we can say, which is the coldest place in the world? The North Pole.
Yes, because it's true.
Right. Okay, let's see the third one. What do you think? Is it true or false?
It says that in Antarctica it never gets dark in the summer. It is.
I think that is full because um, for 3 months, I think that there are 24 hours full
Yes, in
day.
the summer.
Okay, in
It
the
says,
sun.
yes, in the summer the sun shines for 24 hours a day.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay,
So it means? Mhm.
it's true.
Right, exactly. Do not get confused because it says
Yes,
never.
never.
Mhm.
Okay, yes.
Yes. And the last one?
Yeah, the South Pole is the closest part of Antarctica to South America.
This is true for me.
True.
Right, that is true. So if we want to turn this fact into a question, we can say, which is the closest part of Antarctica to South America? And you answer, oh, the South Pole is the closest part of Antarctica to South America. Okay, guys, for this last activity, I have prepared some questions to review the vocabulary acquired. Remember that we have been talking about geography pictures. So I am going to make the question and I think you can see the pictures, right?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay. The first question is, this is a stream of water occurring when a river falls from a high place. What do you think? Which image is the best?
The
The
second.
second one, the waterfall.
Exactly, a waterfall. Question number two. This is a large area of land that has a lot of trees on it.
The
A
first,
large area of land
Forest. The
that
number three.
has a lot of,
I think the first
pay
one.
attention, that has a
Ah,
lot of trees on it.
the number one. The first
Forest.
picture.
Yes, exactly. The first one is a forest. The third one is a hill.
Oh, I
Okay.
see.
Question number 3. This is a low area of land between mountains or hills.
Okay. The second one.
Mm, yes.
Excellent. Yes. This is a
Kenya,
valley.
a valley. Okay.
Valley. Sí.
Yes.
Yes.
The first is a desert, and the third one is a beach.
Okay.
Question number 4. This is an area of water with land all about it. An area of water with land all about it. It means surrounded by water.
Okay. It's
An island.
an island.
No, this is an area of water with
Okay.
land all about it.
The first one.
The first one,
Exactly. It is a lake.
like a lake.
Mhm.
Yes. Question number 5. This is a mountain with a hole on top. Smoke and lava sometimes came out, and it can be dangerous. This is an easy one.
The third
Okay.
one, the volcano.
Dangerous, a volcano, exactly. And the last but not the least, this is a dry, sandy place. It doesn't rain much here, and there aren't many plants. 1, 2, or 3. Okay.
Two.
Number three,
It doesn't rain much
It's
here.
dry and sandy. I think that is number three.
Exactly.
It's number two, really, right?
The number 2, which is called, what's the name?
the desert.
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 This
Desert. The first is the sea, the second is the desert, and the third is the beach.
it's a beach. Okay.
So that's all for today. Thank you so much for your attention, and thank you for your participation with me and my partners too.